got no way out. An easy kill trap being made by Team Liquid.
Nice early confidence builder, and that will get cut out pretty quickly by BBL. The vice grip towards main means that a flash Kiko should be a dead one. Yampi confirms it, and with that, numbers back to BBL and the spike going down at long last.
Spike planted.
Two remaining players, Serial and Nats, have to try and get something. Arkrose still in Nats' pocket here, has it?
And you look at the split approach from both players. Loose crossfire being held. Magnum, the first point of contact as they walk in. Yampi now knows. Reintroduced back to the angle. Levin dealing the damage. It's a double kill from him that will close it off. And before, the anti and how that's been an issue. When you bring a new comp like this, there's always the possibility to bring something new out instead. And already Camo trying to do that. Second player stunned. Kiko! Three of the best. He makes them pay. Prophet the last one left, and he is a dead man walking, should have been.
Excellent from Camel. This arcade seems to be a place that BBL want to keep coming back to. That's still not identified, but they should have an idea. The utility coming through, and well, not long for this world, Nats. Still manages to escape though.
He's got a smoke dropped on his head as well for a little bit of support, and those thorns, well, it's not the next patch, they're going to last for a little longer.
Magnum getting the first, trying to play through the Cosmic Divide, find a little pocket to play within while the spike goes down, but I mean, the orbital strike being used to come straight back in. Still though, Team Liquid are delayed. It's Serial's utility, it's Serial's rifle that comes straight back through.
And now they start to show a little bit more of that disrespect. Camo right at their necks, Prophet shuts it down. And BBL look to go on the offensive. Canteen clear, not going to happen for Levin. Instead, he just wants to make sure that this space towards tower is filled. That's a player spotted in the process. The top of Kiko's head revealed. And the rope under BBL's banner.
Yeah, you've got to be looking towards, straight away, they're just going to use the breach out and try and take arcade. But the post-plant setup has it's placed for B main.
In terms of the utility that's left to try and support this, the salvos aren't online right now. Got to wait for that one to come back up. Drone still available. It's the Armageddon from the defender's side that BBL have to be concerned about, as it's given Kiko an opportunity to capitalize. 3-on-3 situation as it stands, and Kiko still going through the motions. That brings the ult up though. Sociable now with rockets in hand, an opportunity to deny the first and second time of asking.
Go ahead.
It's ticking away from Liquid. They're fighting a losing battle here, and Patitek knows it. Prophet finishing off the job for BBL now. The cam not quite spotting Camo, but Magnum is there in time.
Nice trade out either way, although losing Magnum loses the control, the passive control that comes through from the traps of the Cypher. You can see both teams looking towards A main here.
The proactivity in the mid-round, 1-for-1 won't suffice. Patitek needs a whole lot more from this position, and the ult would have aimed for him to help in doing so, but down to 55. All it's done is bought time for the rotation.
Yeah, well, the rotation's coming in, but it's Nats is heading on towards the flank as well. One thing to know, but Sociable gets rid of the side player. Cosmic Divide straight in. That spike can go down easy enough, but it's still a 2 versus 2 here.
Looking to get proactive outside of the post plant. The spike's still not gone down. They were searching for a kill to send it back in their favor. Steps heard Nats. That's Sociable's opportunity to claw one back. With 30 seconds left, the wall doesn't last long enough. Kiko spots him out.
Coming through from Team Liquid. And well, somehow they've found Kiko trying to go under. Should be aware of the second player though.
That's what the stun was ready for, but it's sidestepped by Nats, and as quickly as he finds his first, Magnum can clean up. Camo running in behind right now. That main play has suddenly turned to the aggression that we were expecting from the team, but Sociable is all too aware, prepared of it too, rattled back. And so onto the shoulders of Serial it goes, and if there was any barometer of how he's performing in his second series inside this Liquid squad,
Spike planted.
we'll be coming up with the goods here.
Needs to be massive. 3 players disconnected, but the BBL just lost. But you can see they're feeling a little bit forced and moving towards the A side of the map.
It's another one of those situations where it feels like there is no second layer. The timing of the Steel Garden from Nats is absolutely picture perfect. It stopped BBL dead in their tracks. Now just looking like they're going to reset, re-clear arcade late into the round after Liquid have been running circles around them. It's feeling like a bit of a directionless round, and to the last chance saloon they go.
30 seconds left.
Well, time being low, it's going to come down to that death match that we spoke about previous. Needs to be huge. Getting the ultimate, the Armageddon, invested by Sociable. Prophet going through, almost playing like the duelist. A controller who's been so good, and Sociable as an initiator who's been excellent as well, but they've not accounted for Patatek. He doesn't go for the kill, and now it's up to his Sheriff. A 1 versus 1. Initiator versus initiator.
Patatek one more flash to try and play around with, but Sociable's already repositioned.
The spike. Looks he's going to get half, although Salvo's push off. The Sheriff needs to be spot on.
He's giving away his position.
He doesn't know where Sociable is. Trying to tap, bait him out, looks for it, and finds it! To identify where players are, and they know exactly where Patatek is.
Util to try and set this piece up. Flashed on, but not Nats! Oh no! Don't you think for a second you had access to his sight? Serial spamming back through BBL's own cage. And even with the ults invested, they can't get past this threshold.
It's the same problems that have been happening all half. But the good thing for BBL, they always find a way to fight back into rounds. And look at Camel being all alone in towards Arcade.
Magnum to challenge him. Huge 1 versus 1. BBL need the next kill in this round. Well, you've almost written it off. Steps heard behind the Nebula. Cam is broken before he can even get a look in. BBL have committed towards this left-hand side yet again. They'll be without the tools to try and do it this time around. Last little bits of utility coming out the belt, but it's Serial who volleys off yet another shot. Prophet put to the dirt. Buried in the backside. Serial yet another. Magnum 1 versus 3. A clutch which you could not see happening. Fully set up for the retake. Nats is going to be fighting on his lonesome in just a second. 2 players peeking out! 2 players in the ground! I don't know how Nats does it, but he's got the Midas touch so far in this game. So much for impact. And as the drone just confirms what we already know to be true, that Liquid are holed up here, there, and everywhere. It's a crossfire that BBL walk into to try and save the dying embers of this round, if not map.
There's no utility either for BBL to use, so this is just going to have to be straight up gunfights.
Going for the full stick, and Sociable's going to defend it with his life. That has been halved already, and Liquid are in the best position to try and support this. This would be a 2 versus 4 if it comes off, and while Serial's for a little bit of time. There's no presence towards Bridge. Prelu and Devon need to hold the line, and he's done it again. TP's back to Link, and now he's safe.
He's done massive work here, getting the advantage through, but still needs to be careful about Team Liquid taking extra space.
You expect a player to be in this smoke. TP's going to cut across it. Blindside Patatek just ever so slightly. Kiko creeping up. 2 players looking the wrong way, both initiators. Patty's able to get his kill as well, and they converge on Sociable's position. Oh, it just feels so cruel. But Liquid have carved out an opening for themselves, and with the possibility of a rotation, it's pulled over Profek in the process. And so with him leaving only Magnum alone on the A site, it's a 2 versus 1.
All the hopes and dreams for this round specifically rest on Magnum. Well, he's not going to get the line of sight he was looking for. Team Liquid dotting their I's, crossing their T's, looking to clear everything out, and somehow Magnum gets a spam kill.
Down to 4 bullets though, Patty jumping in! All for themselves here as the execute comes in.
So much utility on the site, and it's still Magnum who's come up far. Sociable should have been caught, and he's not! Gets to! And now Kiko left with a rescue mission of a round. Players are isolated though, Hazard.
Versus 1 situation. As you say, 1 player on the site, 1 arriving. Sociable kept up in the tower for now.
John Dish. No. Salvo's dealing with that.
Oh, nice shot from Levin as well, as the op has been upgraded from an outlaw.
Spike not committed anywhere.
No.
Even though it's just dropped down.
And with Serial dead before his drone, you then look at the tools that Liquid have to re-clear a lot of this space. It kind of falls to Nats and him using the Arc Rose instead. Goes headhunting himself, finds Profek in the process. It's a combination of ults from BBL. Liquid scatter to the crosshairs of Sociable. We'll find 2 kills. That is all. Kiko in a clutch position yet again. He drops out a dish. He's a dead man. 3 are your concerns right now. We've got to play into a retake. So often post-plant set up towards arcade. That is where BBL looking to try and go heavy. Yampi's already dropped, but you've still got Profek in position. He will finally fall, and so with Patatek kept on his feet, but try and send everyone else off it.
Got to be thinking about this Armageddon as well that's been held in pocket, but time is getting low right now for BBL.
Sociable, making the most of the fact that they can't hear where he is. Usually towards this side of the map at times. The trap is perfectly placed, and Yumpy capitalizing with his aftershock already in towards spawn. Kiko looking for the fight, but it's Nats that's right in front. Another vintage map from him. Another round, which has BBL so far removed as it being Levin, the last man left. And they know where he is.
An op as well to try and clutch up with. This is not the weapon you want.
Perhaps, but that only means anything if Liquid are playing off of one another. The Vice Wall now going to be triggered as he makes this rotation back through spawn. So with Main the angle of approach, Patty's got the stun. You can place those thorns, and you can already see Nats on the spike. Time ticking away for Levin. Liquid looking primed to take their map.
Yeah, salvos, Armageddon, you have what you want here, Liquid. You have basically map 1 in the bag. Everything has been spot on since they played this map. From the defense to the attack, they convert BBL's pick.
Traps that he's placing, so good for the Flood back site if they need it. It's mid that you've got to be thinking about. The walk down punished, and then Magnum able to shut out the engagement itself.
Really nice. Spike isolated now. How does Team Liquid get... Oh, say Team Liquid. How does Serial or Nats get this one back? You can see right now, though, BBL ever so slightly worried about the positioning and perhaps the availability of Lux that Liquid have as Nats is making his way through B and towards C-Link.
Such a strong position. It's what you do with it. This smoke, Yumpy concerned of it, still holding on against his former teammate. Hearing the steps, and that's caught his attention. Timing is completely off. And so Nats has opened the door to a C-site plant. It's a little longer on Sociable's rotation as well.
Got to be looking at the utility though as BBL try to come back into sight. An info dart, 2 shocks, and even the paranoia. A boatload of information, and already getting the first pick.
It's a big one. Serial in the hot seat. His chance to really show us that new man, but
got to be thinking about these backside anchors. Can they stand the test of the aggression? Magnum certainly cannot. Still though, a quick pause to affairs as the spike attempts to go down. Camo going towards backside. Sociable not looking towards what was below. And leaves the last 2 remaining players of BBL in a clutch, which, well, already is not going well.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that BBL didn't put a heavier price on Garage there as it is quite a sunny day in Berlin. It's going to capture Profek, so that's Kiko now in the 1v1 as kills going their way elsewhere for Liquid. He will find Profek in the Shadow Realm too, so a 5v2 presents itself. Liquid in full control.
Even getting to deposit more utility in terms of the traps, etc. Maybe at the back of their head, thinking about saving Magnum's rifle at the very least.
Trespacing with a double tap active. They walk into trouble. What did I say?
Neuro Theft invested as well, so they'll get a full grasp of what's going on. And look at the lake flank coming through from A lobby.
It'd be huge if Sociable plays his cards right, but instead, he's just a little too eager. A couple of rounds now where he's been a step behind the play when he could have been ahead of the curve instead. Levin with a face check, shoulder spotted, so's the barrel. It's betrayed Patatek, and so Yumpy will capitalize. 3 on 2, BBL with just a man advantage.
And because the 2 players had pushed in towards A-Link, the players on BBL have picked up 2 rifles to work with. This is not looking good right now for Team Liquid as they isolate the 2 players that they're working with.
But yeah, and Nats is still towards Garage, so it's only Serial fighting on site. He's separated from the man
30 seconds left.
who is mentoring him in this team, as he said before, to lead by example. He stressed the importance from Magnum. First won't catch him, second does. Down to 47. Now the backside space is where they'll look to fight Liquid.
That's a frustrating one, getting taken out by a Bucky, and even a second one as well. BBL, though, still trying to work their way back through with the 3 players that they have remaining.
No drone, no stun. A little bit of silence required before BBL can engage.
I mean, that info dart coming up soon. It comes up before Team Liquid have theirs, and Yampi already getting the first. Rolling Thunder online and straight into the site. Patty, though, looking to try and escape in towards CT, but doesn't get his timing right and loses control of the site and the spike. BBL, they're working on the spike and they're working on this round.
Expectant of that play, set up towards mid, you'd think they'd be thinned out on A, but instead Profek has cut them down to size. With Serial gone, there's no smokes left. You're straight into the site behind the relay bolts of Camo. Rallying off shots, but it's Sociable who trades, and with the mid-lurk lost, it's Numbers BBL back into a retake where they are strongest.
Yeah, this is getting claustrophobic for Liquid because of the fact that Levin's so fast on this flank.
I don't think they're even going to be able to set up the post plant. They've got to look for kills, and with Camo finding yet another, he's got to funnel more bullets back in the magazine before he can give it a second go. Grouped up with Patty, plant goes down. BBL still in front by just the one man for now. But Liquid have reacted well to take this space towards CT.
And they still have information items to use, right? You're looking towards this owl drone. Could even use a Hunter's Fury late into post if they need it.
Difficult position for Patty to try and find use for it, but instead it's the shots which will connect for him. Yampi getting one back. Sewers where he hung out for the majority of this round. Now looking to finish it there. It's
Legion. Magnum somehow slipped into a pocket to work with. And he's working well after he gets the first and plays in the rest of BBL. A little distraction, a bait and switch, and it works so well. Patty not long for this world, and neither is Team Liquid. Likes to be aggressive, and he's certainly been here. Blaze just popped out, and that's too easy picked. Making 3 for Liquid. It's just death by 1,000 cuts. 4 1v1s taken, and Liquid win them all.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. It's the micro again, I think. Just so many isolated engagements. This is how Liquid were able to sow chaos on Haven in their previous map against Gentlemate. Some of the rounds that did look really scrappy, but they're fighting on multiple fronts. And on a round like this, when you can give Camo a Bucky, and he likes to create plans, likes to get involved. This another one of them. Cooked up immediate. 2 smokes, looking for the reveal over the top, already broken out. Pico claiming his opposite number. And now looking for that fight inside the kill contract, which he wins. And with a double tap back online, BBL will not be dipping in for any more.
Really nice re-engage through the kill contract. Nats as well, fighting his way through mid. Oh no.
Re-engaged his position. Nats aware of it. Profek trading out. The 1-for-1 does put them a player short, BBL. This is going to be a serious test of whether they can become a little more than the sum of their parts, because while they were able to win a few retakes, 2vx's situations previously, this feels like a whole different kettle of fish, and Sociable playing a corner you'd typically consider one and done. Has to come up with the goods and then some.
Worlds apart, the 2 players. No tradability. Individuality is massive.
The reveal is not going to catch him here. This is the one corner you need to clear that the reveal does not scan, and Sociable is very nearly let off the hook. Corner, but Kiko, the healthy player, happy to help out those in need. Camo taken down by the toe. And Yampi still in behind this cage. Space which needs to be cleared. Oh, up again. He's just going to send it straight in their face. And while Patty's walked through it, it's into Yampi's open arms. Kiko, last player left. Not on the smoker this time, but to save the day from the duelist roll.
I mean, if there was a player to do it right, here's the TP, but 4 players, spot on. Nats though wants to continue moving forward and doesn't realise there's a player right behind him.
Okay.
Trigger discipline, just to make sure there's no more. And well, there you go, converted into a kill.
I was wondering where we were going with that one, but Profek realises in the end, oh, it's Nats. Okay, there's nobody else here. Where are they? Garage. And Magnum has a boatload of them right in front of his crosshair. That's the spike drop to the back of the pack. Camo to collect onto C, but not without concessions.
Oh no. BBL find themselves in an advantage. You're looking towards the utility to come back in on, and there's so much to be used.
BBL have been brilliant in their retakes so far, but this one to find an 8th could truly separate them from Liquid heading onto the attack side. Prophet clawing back the space towards Garage. It's Kiko out on an island, finding himself in a BBL sandwich, and he doesn't like the sound of that. Stepping back into the reveal. And when the limelight hits his face, he melts under the bright Berlin lights. It's BBL to clean house. You want to disrespect this smoke, Nat. Doesn't have the right idea, and so Levin gets the opener.
But while this has all been happening, right, it's a complete fake on C. And BBL know that after the initial aggression, they can go and re-clear towards A.
Go back sight, only with a double tap, yet to equip it, fighting out solo, fearless, he falls, Sociable following it up. With that second layer of Levin levied over their heads, the threat comes in from both sides if you're Liquid. Time is of the essence, and you've only got 2 players to digest this with.
Yeah, not only that, you look towards the layers that are happening on screen as well. Levin's been deposited late for a flank. BBL though, they've got so much utility.
A duelist, so as the round goes on, he gets more and more useful. Same could be said for Nats, but his sight has fallen at the hands of the Stingers. That's why you buy him. Here's Sociable arriving around the side through mid. And so Kiko last left. How many times are we going to say that one today? To peek into him next. Very easily could have fallen asleep at the wheel, but no, Kiko in for a fight and then doubles down on the double tap, and so Sociable. I think you know the next words out of my mouth, doubles up.
Still a Thrifty in Yampy's hand. That's Thrifty. Keep calling it Thrifty. A Stinger in Yampy's hands.
Yeah. Dude, he's so rich by now as well. That's be in 9K soon. That's if Nats can't put a stop to things. He broke their bye before. He broke their backs with some of the impact he had on Fracture, and one on the fadeaway would have been good if he hadn't been snatched from the darkness by Profek.
Yeah, Patty's trying to come back out through this CT spot. This is not the position you want to be in.
It's a Stinger again.
I think you'd be thinking about a save here, right? You look at the money, factor on defense, and sticking around. Getting a kill contract through Profek on towards Nats. And meanwhile, Kiko's got one picked, but at the same time, BBL have got the rest of the pack. It's just 2 players left on Liquid's side.
Kiko was trying to thin out the herd with the ult to help the mid push. But now, the numbers are stacked against them, and this is for the map. It's been over in a flash. Patty revealing his position. The 2v1 begins with his death.
My ultimate is ready.
Well, you've got to rely on Kiko, and everybody knows where he is, and on top of that, he's stunned up, time's ticking away. You're expecting BBL now to take this. In fact, it's almost a BBL guarantee. Gets the first, looking for one more. You see that BBL are just stalling for time. They know exactly what they need to do. We're looking at Ascent here, Hazza, and what that third map holds for us as we move on to that with a BBL win.
Liquid are gonna get aggressive with this one early on in mid. Forget the utility. It's Serial Sheriff that shut down the first 2 players.
It's just garbage.
Into Link. I mean, it doesn't start pretty well. It won't continue either. These frenzies that would have been looking to rush forward are put into the worst possible position to try and fight players here. Take pieces of their own to start fighting Market.
Camel. Go! Gets one of his own from shot, but Levin opens up an opportunity right now for BBL to manipulate, and Kiko all alone right now.
He's going to hold off the site as long as he can. Prophet, brilliant position to cut off this rotate. Has found the first of the kills. Nat's the next, but he will land his with a ghost in hand when he had a rifle and then picks up the Vandal instead.
It's a weird situation to be in, a 2v2 with every single player isolated. Don't want to give a 1v1, and BBL trying to link up the last 2 remaining.
To head towards mid for now.
No utility.
Levin just
30
looking.
seconds left.
You know that the Cypher setup is more likely than not on A.
It's going to be difficult to try and break those traps, etc. So you're waiting for those salvos to come up on Yampy.
Lost a player in B main. That would have been the info, but I guess they've just not managed to get a look on this one yet. So into the traps they go, just sidestepping it. Safe plant gen. That's first point of contact. He will wait for Kiko to arrive.
Yeah, that retake cam used early to identify players, and Yampi not looking the right way. 11 now towards the back of sight. He's on 77 HP, right? 3 armor, that's not really nothing to talk about. Needs to be clean fights, needs to win it cleanly, which he cannot do.
Feel the position of the traps. And so is Profek in the corner. Nats to remove him.
They've even invested the Armageddon on top of that. Levin had a chance from window, but can't quite capitalise. It's Spam City, and it seems like Team Liquid are coming out on top. A 2v3 to try and clutch up from. I think like BBL are trying to fake out towards the B after they break the trap in mid, but again, as you say, trying to play in front of the Cosmic Divide. But it's Kiko playing behind it, that's the issue. Yampi finding a deposit to work with in towards spawn. But Sociable still needs to worry about one. Patitech playing within his own team's smoke. Although looks like Sociable has been identified as Patitech comes right.
TPing away, but not punished. The sound sensor, the safety net, and Camo happy to take that timing mid-round. Big kill onto Yumpy.
Well, towards the B site we look. Levin trying to get something, and Kiko's so hot on the mark. Magnum at least gets the trade out, but still more players to worry about, and every single fight.
Side swap, they've invested heavily here to take the A site, and while Nats goes checking, it is overlooked. Profek with one back.
At the same time, we look towards the main once again. There's already a clear flank coming through. Kiko out through heaven, getting two! BBL just continue to hinder themselves, hemorrhaging players, and there's nowhere to go. The annihilation, the player through shot is stuck through door, identified. Profek needs to come up huge, but cannot do it.
As he said, pedal to the metal into middle, Patty double, nearly a third. Yampi had a chunk taken out of him, while the knife is not going to land for all too much value. It's the Armageddon that you're looking towards. The graph net to have them up to their knees. BBL can't get out into the site without a duel, and it's Yampi doing the battling for BBL right now. You have to hold on. This is all you've got left.
Yeah, need to try and get something here. Profek at least getting one. Oh, hello! Two! Unable to escape the salvos, but an advantage now for BBL to work with.
It's that slight overheat which could cost them. Levin able to even the score, get the odds back in their favor. Twice as many players, 2v4 for the old heads.
And identifying exactly where the Tejo is. Nice. Closing the door, but the timing's insane from Nats. Patitech can't quite get it to work. And now Nats escaping up towards heaven. The footsteps will be heard, but there's no way that he clutches up from here.
Nats has already had his impact in this series. Now he wants a little bit more. It's a 1 versus 1 right up behind. Those Liquid players, Camo caught by the C's, drop back into short they go. That's Nat's position. Profek looking to hold the line for what could be the last time. Support arriving. The captain's on the scene. It's Yumpy to drag Liquid down.
Spike down, and the last 2 remaining players on BBL reconvene, get together. They still have 2 flashes on Magnum to work with.
Liquid's past, looking to stop their future from finishing off this map here and now. Yumpy in the heavens, it's Magnum on the drop down. Judge is gone! And Team Liquid's head spinning, drops back with the flash. Salvo's at his feet, it's a bit of damage. Profek's Odin out in the open. Magnum last line of defense again! Finally he falls. Liquid in position. 3 versus 2 situation, and in terms of the retake, your Prowlers and Drone are gone. It is just that Horn and the Salvos when the time arrives.
Listen, probably waiting to use the C's and the Salvos at the same time. As identified, Sociable making his way through A main. Yampi, a chance to isolate, sees the gun barrel but can't win it. Now a 1v3, which cannot be won out.